Growing up entails a lot of things. Sometimes school, sometimes work, sometimes both. And it's usually got you really busy to a point you don't even remember the last time you had fun. But that's me, and I wasn't really happy. So my friend handed me this book called Orbiting the Giant Hairball by Mackenzie. Essentially, it is the corporate fool's guide to surviving with grace. So essentially, think of it this way. You are one string, a string of an idea which eventually tangles up with other ideas and other rules and regulations and becomes a giant mess. The giant hairball is essentially a vortex where society has given us all these ideals of what we need to be and rules and whatnot. So imagine yourself as this pin and circle around the hairball, so not to get rid of everything society has given us, but to think outside the box. Mackenzie went to a primary school where he asked from kindergarten to 6th grade in every class between, "Who here is an artist? Please raise your hands." And in each and every class that went up and up and up, the less hands went up. Now, it went all the way to the point in 6th grade where there were only 2 hands, and in kindergarten, almost every hand went up. So he had asked the 6th graders, what happened to all the artists? Society makes us feel like it's not okay to be an artist. In fact, we forget that we are artists at all. No matter how skilled, no matter how talented, we were all artists at one point. As children, it may have started when we were drawing on the walls with crayons. Of course, our mothers weren't too happy, but it was still art. Art is just an expression, done however you please, whether it's drawing, painting, photography. It is just a creative expression. Growing up, I had once considered myself an artist as well. I used to always consider myself creative too, but not anymore. And I wondered why. Well, society makes you feel like there's a lot of things that you've got to do. As you grow up, you have to go to school. You have to get yourself all the way to university, figure out which university, get into that university, what major will you have, and where will it take you? And then of course there's always money, all the debts that it leaves you, and then last of all is just trying to figure out what to do with the rest of your life. School gives you all these tools, but then what do you do with them, and where will you fit in with the rest of society? Society made me feel like I was trapped inside the box that they gave me. A box of which had the different things that must be done throughout your lifetime, such as go to school, get a job, start a family. Well, what happens if you want to get outside of that box? What happens if you wanted to do what was outside of the social norms? I was really conflicted, but then it occurred to me that happiness cannot be found inside the box. In fact, happiness is found outside. A place where you find life and lots of color. Where you find joy in the simplest things, or even find your sense of adventure. But whatever you do, don't ever forget the people that you love, because they're always there for you, and they're going to be the ones to remind you to look out for you, because you are number one, and so is your happiness. So don't completely ignore, but recognize the confines and rules of society and corporates. But always remember to orbit the giant hairball.